This is Yair Davidiy speaking to you from the land of Israel. Today we are going to give an outline, a brief outline of the kings and rulers of the ancient kingdoms of Judah and Israel. Judah and Israel were two parts of the Israelite nation, and together they comprised the 12 tribes of Israel. When the 12 tribes of Israel came out of Egypt, they conquered the land of Canaan. They divided it up amongst them according to their tribes, and they ruled over it, settled in it, and eventually they had a king. They had a king ruling over them. Eventually they had a king ruling over them. They were together. The first king was Saul. Saul was from the tribe of Benjamin. The area of Benjamin is a bit north of Jerusalem. After King Saul, Ish-boshet ruled over Israel for about 2 years, while David, the son of Jesse from the tribe of Judah, he ruled over Judah alone, which was in the south, and he ruled from Hebron. So we had two kings ruling together just after the death of King Saul. The son of Saul, ruled over most of the tribes of Israel. David ruled over the tribe of Judah in the south. After that, David ruled over all of the 12 tribes of Israel, and he moved the capital to Jerusalem, and he reigned there. David wrote the book of Psalms, and he was in some ways the most important of the Israelite kings who ever lived. David was the son of Jesse. House of Jesse is a name sometimes used, it's interchangeable with the name House of David. This is rule for the royal house of David. At all events, after David came King Solomon. King Solomon was the son of David, and he built the temple in Jerusalem. Following King Solomon came Rehoboam, or Rehoboam as his name is translated into English. The mother of Solomon was Naamah. She was from Ammon. Ammon and Moab were two countries that were related to each other east of the Jordan, and the Israelites had been forbidden to intermarry with them. The sages explained that the prohibition against intermarriage with people from Moab by Ammon, which is mentioned in the Bible, in Numbers 8 verses 1 to 3, or in Deuteronomy 23:4. As the sages explained that this prohibition only applied to males and not to females. Therefore, it was possible to accept Ruth, the Moabitess. Ruth from Moab was an ancestor of King David. She was accepted as an Israelite. She married Boaz, and she gave, from her house came King David. And so too, Naamah was from Ammon, and she married Jeroboam. And from Rehoboam and Naamah came the kings of Israel, came the kings of Judah. And that this was accepted, and this was the way things were. It is a proof of the oral tradition, having been accepted in Israel from the earliest of times. Many non-Jews have trouble accepting this, have trouble recognizing the fact that the sages and the way the sages interpreted the Bible was in effect based on the Bible itself, was valid according to biblical principles, but that is the way things are. That is the truth. In the reign of Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, the 10 tribes, they seceded. They separated themselves from Judah. They set up their own kingdom in the north, referred to as Israel, sometimes referred to as Samaria, or as Ephraim after the leading tribe, and it all depends upon the context. When the terms Judah and Israel are juxtaposed, then Judah refers to the southern kingdom, and Israel refers to the northern kingdom. So it follows that in some cases the term Israel can be applied to the northern kingdom alone and not to Judah, whereas in other cases it is applied to both Judah and Israel, the northern tribes together, and even in some parts of the Bible it is applied only to Judah. It all depends upon the context. We see what is written, and from that we can deduce what the intention is. In Judah we had David, we had Solomon, we had Rehoboam. After Rehoboam came Abijah. Abijah defeated Jeroboam of Israel in battle. The first ruler of the northern kingdom, of the separate northern kingdom, was Jeroboam ben Nebat, the son of Nebat, from the tribe of Ephraim. And he was the first ruler, and Abijah, the son of Rehoboam, defeated him in battle. After Abijah came Asa in Judah. In Judah, Asa defeated Zerach of Cush. The Cushites were apparently an Ethiopian-type people, or perhaps even from India. Cush can also apply from India. Anyway, a whole horde, a vast number of people of these Cushites came to attack Israel, and Asa defeated them. Asa also went to war against Baasha, the king of northern Israel. Baasha had been allied with Aram, that is Syria, and the north, but King Asa persuaded the Arameans, Aram, to change sides and to attack Baasha of Israel. And now we have the rulers of the northern kingdom. So as we said, the first king of the northern kingdom was Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, from the tribe of Ephraim. He set up 2 golden calves, one in Bethel and the other in Dan. He also demoted the Levites. The Levites were the traditional priests and teachers and officiates on behalf of the Torah to the rest of Israel, and Jeroboam replaced them with other people, with lower types, with baser types, and so subsequently the Levites left. They left the northern kingdom, and they moved en masse to Judah. It will be remembered that the Levites had not received a separate portion of their own in their own separate area, but they had been scattered throughout all the other tribes of Israel, and they had received settlements and townships in various areas throughout all of the tribes of Israel. And when Judah and Israel, the northern kingdom, separated, there were Levites in both areas. Nevertheless, after Jeroboam began setting up golden calves and worshipping them, and also demoting the Levites, placing others to be his priests and officiates in place of them, so all of the Levites moved from the north to the south, and they attached themselves to Judah. So that Judah therefore henceforth had the 3 tribes, or represent mainly the 3 tribes of Judah. Benjamin was also with Judah, and Levi. Whereas the other tribes were in the north. So also we should mention that in effect there are 13 tribes of Israel. But the Bible, for reasons of its own, always tries to maintain a quorum of 12 tribes by juggling with the names. For instance, Ephraim and Manasseh both belong to Joseph. So sometimes Levi is mentioned and Ephraim and Manasseh are not mentioned, but they are recalled together as the tribe of Joseph. Or Ephraim and Manasseh might be mentioned and Levi left out. Or in one case, the Ephraim and Manasseh and Levi are mentioned, but Simeon is not left out. So at all events, the Bible juggles around with the figures so that there are always 12 tribes of Israel, even though technically there are actually 13. So we have 3 tribes in the south, Levi, Judah, and Benjamin, and the other 10 tribes in the north. The first centre of Jeroboam was the city of Shechem, known as Nablus, in the north, and now in Samaria. Later the capital was moved to Tirzah, which is considered to be north to Shechem, though some say it was actually east of the Jordan. That's another matter. At all events, after Jeroboam, Nadab, as his name is transliterated, Nadab, the son of Jeroboam, ruled, and he was assassinated. And he was replaced by one of his generals, Baasha. Baasha came from the tribe of Issachar. And Baasha fought against King Asa of Judah, and he also fought against Ben-Hadad of Aram. And all the givers and takes on what was going on are given in the Bible. After Baasha, Elah, his son, ruled. He fought the Philistines. He was killed by Zimri, and Zimri attempted to take over the kingdom. Zimri, however, was killed and replaced by Omri. Omri became the king. going back to Judah. Now in Judah we have Rehoboam, we had Abijah, we had Asa. After Asa came Jehoshophat. Jehoshophat married the daughter of Omri of Israel. And the son of Omri was Ahab. So Jehoshaphat was the brother-in-law to King Ahab of Israel, since he was married to the sister of Ahab, and who was the daughter of Omri. Jehoshaphat joined his brother-in-law. He joined Ahab in a war against Assyria, against Aram. He got together with Ahaziah, the son of Ahab, and together they built a fleet in Etzion Geba, the present-day Eilat, or in that region, and the intention was to sail to Tarshish, so to Spain, Gaul and Britain. Tarshish is a general name for an Israeli settlement or on the Atlantic Ocean, facing the Atlantic Ocean. The fleet, however, was destroyed by a storm, and nothing came of it. Jehoshaphat also, he subdued the Edomites, he fought against Edomites, he defeated the Philistines, he defeated Arabs who were hostile to Israel. And Jehoshaphat later, together with Joram was the son of Ahaziah, son of Ahab. Remember, as we said, the Omri, Ahab, Ahaziah, and Joram. They were the kings of Israel. So Jehoshaphat got together with Joram. Joram was actually the niece of his wife, of the wife of Jehoshaphat. And so he was united with Israel, and also they were allied to the king of Edom. They invaded Moab, but they were forced to retreat. And following this, Judah, the kingdom of Judah under Jehoshaphat, was attacked by a combination of Edomites, Moabites, Ammonites, Philistines, and others. But God Almighty intervened, and these various peoples quarreled with each other, started killing each other, and the Judah was saved. Joram, the son of Jehoshaphat, was ruled by Athaliah, who was the daughter of Ahab of Israel. Now, I should mention or pointed out that these two royal houses went to marrying with each other, and they also used the same names. So it can be confusing. We have Joram amongst the kings of Israel, and Joram amongst the kings of Judah, and also we have Ahaziah in Israel and Ahaziah in Judah. But so that's the way it goes. It's worth remembering, because otherwise we're liable to get confused as to who was who. At all events, Joram, the son of Jehoshaphat, who was ruled by his wife Athaliah. Athaliah was the daughter of Ahab of Israel. So Ahab of Israel and Jehoshaphat, remember, were allies.